In order to grow our fish quickly to market size, we need to feed them good quality feed. Not only the quality of the feed is important, but also the frequency at which we feed them, and very importantly, the size of the feed. If the food is too small, the fish waste time on feeding. If the feed is too large, then small fish can't feed properly because they can't actually get the food particles into their mouth. Therefore, it's important to always feed fish the right sized food. Furthermore, food for small fish has got a higher protein content than large fish food because the small fish are growing faster and therefore require more protein. When the fish have finished eating their yolk sac and start feeding for themselves, we feed them live food, usually brine shrimp. In this video clip you can see the small fish eating the brine shrimp. Brine shrimp is very nutritious and is therefore an excellent first food for these fish. Also, it moves in the water while it's swimming, and the fish therefore recognize it as something to attack and eat. As the fish grow larger, we are able to start introducing artificial food. The first artificial food we feed is either a very fine crumble or more normally a flake. In this slide you can see the large flakes. These are then broken up into very small particles and fed to the fish. The flakes are placed on top of the water for the fish to rise to the surface and then eat. And in this instance you can see the fish eating the feed. Only feed as much as the fish can eat within about 3 to 5 minutes. More than this is wasted and will spoil the water quality. If inside 5 minutes they finish what you've given them, you can give them a little bit more and carry on doing so until they no longer eat any more food. These small fish are well suited to eating flakes, but as they grow larger they will need something more substantial. Their mouths also become larger and can handle larger particle sizes. At this point we start feeding pellets. Initially we would use the fine crumbled pellets on the top left of the slide. As the fish grow larger, we are able to feed them the medium-sized pellets or 2mm pellets, top right, and ultimately by the time they're approaching market size, we can feed them 3, 4 or even 6mm pellets. The millimeter size refers to the diameter of the pellet in each case. The crumble would have a high protein content, 38, 42, possibly 45%. The 2mm pellet would have a lower protein content, and the 4mm plus pellet sizes generally have a much lower protein content, somewhere between 28 and 32%. These pellets also float, and when you throw them on the surface of the water, you can watch the fish eating. You can also monitor to make sure firstly that they have eaten all the food, and secondly that they aren't still hungry. If they appear to still be hungry, throw in some more food until they no longer rapidly eat the food that is placed in the tank. Catfish are farmed at very high densities, and such large fish, and especially at large densities, require a fairly large pellet size and lots of them. Typically, fry will eat about 15% of their body mass per day, but by the time they get into market size, the fish will eat about 1% of their body mass each day. In other words, if this tank has got 2 tons of fish in it, they will require 20 kilograms of feed every day.